Hello all, welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to learn about wrapper classes. So till now, we have seen different options in Excel, different VBA coding standards. So now we'll see the wrapper classes. So in this particular topic, we'll be covering the basics of wrapper classes and different wrapper classes with example. We'll try to convert the variable types and all. So first question, why do we need wrapper class and what is a wrapper class? So the answer to it is a wrapper class is used to change a data type of a variable from one to another. To give you an example, in the previous video, we have seen an example where we tried to add two variables like that x and y, both were integers. So so the data type of both these variables were integer. So since the data type was same, we could add these two variables and we'll get the output as 30. If we have another variable which is string, and if we try to add that variable, we can't do that because that addition is like the you cannot add a variable with two different data types because one is an integer and other is a string, so that will give you an error. So if you wish to do that, what we can do is we can convert the data type of that particular string variable into integer and then add these two variables. So how can we do that is let me show you first that particular thing. Like before proceeding with the different examples of it, I'll show you how do we do that. So I'm using the same sheet which we have used in the previous session as well. So you can see here, this is what we have seen in the previous session. So we'll try to cover it here. So say x is equals to 10 and say y is equals to 20. So in this x is an integer and this y is a string. So you cannot directly add this x plus y to get a value as 30. But as I said, if this is the case, then both these variables are integers. You can directly add it. So this x is now integer and this y is string. So to get an output as 30, what do we need to do is we need to convert this variable, this y variable, into integer. And how can we do that is using convert to int function. The cint, sorry for that, the cint function is used to convert any data type into integer. So the data type of this variable was integer, was string earlier. After converting it, this y new will become the value of this y new will be 20, and the data type of this y new will be integer. So let's try this out, and also let's try to add that as well. X plus y new. So I'm pressing F8. So you can see if you hover a mouse over x, it says x is equals to 10. If you hover a mouse over y, it says x is equals to 20, but that's in double quotes. So anything in double quotes says that's a string. But right now here we are converting the data type. So you can see that double quotes is gone, which means this y new is string again. And if we do this, this will become equals to 30. So that's the basic use of having the wrapper classes. So this is just a small example. We have many more. So I have listed out few over here. So these are few wrapper classes which we have in VBA. In short, we have 9. So these are the ones which we usually use in our day-to-day coding life. But there are many more apart from this as well. So let me show you. Like I have listed few examples of it as well. Okay, so we'll start with the first one, which says cbool. Cbool means to convert an expression to a boolean. So how can we do that is say here. So this is the particular subroutine which it says it is checking if x is equals to y. So if x is equals to y, that means this will return true. If this is the case, then this will return true. we'll try to see this particular thing. You can see this will return true. So the conversion of this particular, so this comparison will give me a Boolean result which is equals to true. Also, on the other hand, say if we have a value of x, so if we have the value as 0 or 1, so 0 means false and 1 means true. So if we have, since if we have this value of this x as 0, then if we try to convert this 0 into Boolean, it will give me false. And if we try to convert 1 into Boolean, that will give me true. You can see this, it is false. And if we will try out that other option as well, if y is equals to 1 and c equals y, you can see this as true. So this is cbool function, convert to Boolean. Next is cbyte, which it says convert an expression to a byte. So how can we do that is using this particular thing. So say this x is now into a double, because you can see this x is defined as a data type with data type as double over here. So if you wish to convert it into byte, like you can use this cbyte. Let's try to execute it. You can see the value of x over here, and after converting it into byte. So the byte variable will not take any values after decimal point. So that's why it has ignored all the values after decimal point. That's how you convert a variable into a byte. Next is ccur, which it means convert an expression into a currency. Let's try this out. You can see that again we'll be using a variable as a double, a variable as data type with data type as double, and we'll try to convert it into currency. You can see it. The currency is okay. Sorry, the variable name should be x. You can see the currency that has just converted into currency. Next is convert a string to a date function, or a convert a string into a date data type. So how can we do that is, say, consider this particular string x as the date in this particular variable, and we wish to convert it into a date format, like we can use this c date. Or again, if we have a time, you can use it as c time. Like, let me just change the variable names over here, or I can do it here itself, like x and y. Okay, let's try to execute it. You can see this, the value in this x is June 6, 2020, as it is like the same value. It like it is the string value, and after converting, it says it has been converted into uh, a date. Like, what we can do is we'll try out one more option. We'll try today's date, July. If we try this out, you can see it is today's date. Okay. And on the other hand, if you have a time, like that can also be converted. So you can see it will be converted into a proper stamp. So this AM and PM will be excluded. So that's how you use cdate check function, or a cdate function, where you can convert a string into a date format. Just to make sure over here, like you can only convert a string into date, because there is no other format which gets converted into a date format. So it has to be a string first. Then it is cdbl, which it says like the convert an expression to double. See, here it is. We have an existing variable as integer, and we are converting it into a double. You can see it is converted into a double. Next is convert into a decimal. We'll take a double value and we'll convert into a decimal. So that's how you do it. Next is we'll convert it into integer. This is we have seen uh, at the start of the video. You can see that we have just converted into an integer. So this is like we have converted a double into an integer because again integer also don't accept any value with any decimal point. So it has just excluded those values after the decimal point, and it has saved a whole number. So this is one way, and the other way we have seen at the start, like by converting a string into an integer. Next is okay. Let me close it first. Next is C long, which is converted into a long. Again, I'm taking a double variable and I'm converting it into a long value. As I said, this long variable also doesn't accept values after decimal point, so it has excluded the values after decimal point. So this is how you do it. And the last one is CSTR, which is converted into a string. So you can see this. We have this number, which is an integer. If we wish to convert it into a string, that means like after converting into a string, there will be a double quotes at the start and at the end of this particular string. So you can see this value of x as integer and the value of new x as string. So that's how you use these convert or these wrapper classes to convert a data type to a variable from one data type to another data type. And we have these nine major wrapper classes which you can use. Like from this also, you can the majorly used ones are CSTR, CInt. These are the two majorly ones, but you can use it like depending on your needs and your requirements. So that's all we have for this particular video. In the next video, we'll see the if else statement, like the loop, if logic, and else logic. So till then, thank you.